Hey everybody, this is Isaiah Colton here, and I'm excited because we're going live today to talk to you about a really powerful topic that I'm going to actually be training more in depth on at the up-and-coming Club Wealth event. But a lot of people have been asking, "Hey Isaiah, what are you training on?" I've heard this new program you're coming out with called Geofarming Secrets, and can you give me a little of an inside scoop? And so that's what we're going to do here today, is kind of give you the inside of what I've been working on the background for almost 6 months now, because old school geofarming is, I'm not going to say dead, but almost dead, right?
It's on the way out the door.
It's on the way out. So if you're not using modern day technology and marketing strategies combined with maybe some of the old school geofarming strategies, you're not bringing them both together, you're missing out big time. So today's topic is all about how to use marketing and technology to generate 5 to 7 listings a month in specific targeted zip codes that you want, without actually having to make a cold call first or knock on the door before you can warm those leads up and get those leads coming in to you. So that's what today's topic's all about. So what I'm going to do is share my screen. So you guys have a visual of what I'm talking about. And I want to do a quick mic check. So everything's good, sounds good.
Yep.
Everything's good. Okay, awesome. I actually have my my good friend and colleague here, Jonathan, who we've worked together now almost four years.
Yeah, right? I say just hitting about 4 years now.
Yeah. And he just got married, so congratulations to Jonathan.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a great weekend, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I bet. So let's get started. Let's jump right into it. And this is the thing: is if any of this intrigues you, and you're like, "Hey, look, I want to find out more," we got some really, really great stuff. So if you watch this whole thing and you stay to the end, what we're going to do is we're going to show you how you can get access to potentially 1,000 geo leads, okay, and then 24 home seller videos and done for you postcards. So they're done for you videos and postcards. You just literally take them and just apply them to your sales and marketing strategy, and you can use them. It's a $10,000 value. So if you just kind of hang to the end and watch this with us here while we're live, I'll show you how you can actually get access to them. So in this webinar, real quick while we're live, I'm hoping that you draw 3 big things from what we're about to talk about. Number 1 is how to identify the right geofarm to generate listings. Okay. Number 2 is how to find hot listing leads before they actually come to the market in whatever geofarm you've selected. And number 3 is how to launch and generate and convert on your geo leads using email, text, direct to voicemail, Facebook ads, video, and smart calling and smart dialing strategies or systems. Okay, so those are the 3 big takeaways, and I'm going to frame this in a little bit of a different way by going through the 7 most common mistakes that we find even some mega agents are doing right now because they haven't made the transition. They're still doing it the old way, right? So the 7 most common mistakes that they're using when it comes to geofarming. Okay.
And a lot of them don't even realize they're making those mistakes. They think it's just the best practices. They don't realize there's a better way to do things.
That's right. That's right. And the thing is when it comes to marketing and sales, I want to say one thing: you got to be plugged in. You got to have your ear to the ground, so to speak, listening and learning, because the techniques that are being used are changing. How user behavior is changing, and it's changing rapidly. Okay. And so I always start off pretty much every one of my trainings with basically the fundamentals that I've learned actually over the course of building a multi-million-dollar business and businesses. I learned this kind of the hard way starting out, is that you always want to start off with whatever you're doing with looking at the other people that have been successful or looking at systems or models. And I learned that from Tony Robbins when I was at a convention, and how he talked about how success leaves clues. Okay. Where anytime you see somebody that's successful at what they're doing, there's always very simple reasons sometimes, and sometimes they're hidden, okay, behind a couple layers that you got to figure out. But if you can figure out what those things are, you can have a ton of success, okay? And so keep that in mind, is that we've put together this model where if your goal is to dominate and to draw more listings out of a geo market, there's a best practice is how to do that in today's market. And so my goal by going through this training, this webinar for you, is to take the path of least resistance. Nobody's saying you're not going to get there, right? And you're not going to be able to figure it out, right, Jonathan? Like, yeah, we can all figure it out. But how many times do you want to fall off your bike and crack your head open, right, before you learn how to drive the bike without the tricycle wheels?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can make a right-hand turn or you can take 3 lefts and still end up going in the same direction, but
yeah,
there's a lot more work in between. So
that's right. So what we're about to cover with you is to help you even out the success pathway to dominating the geo market. So you're not doing one of these, right? You're not doing one of these things, and you have more of a straight path. Okay, so let's get into the 7 most common mistakes. Today, we're sponsored by our Real Estate Nexus, who actually provides a suite of services that we offer, that Real Estate Nexus offers, to help you actually fulfill on these strategies. Okay, so if you're saying, hey, I don't have the tools and the systems, or I need a professional services team to help me, I want you to keep in mind that we also can offer those services to help you fulfill. So step number 1, most common mistakes, all right? Number 1 is not really understanding how to pick the right market. Okay.
Right. How do you pick your geo farm? You just you throw a dart at the map and that's where you start, or how do you pick?
That's right. That's right. So on a high level, one of the biggest mistakes is that people just say, hey, I like this area. Let me farm in there. So Jonathan, walk us through just maybe 2 or 3 things quickly on in today's market, how they should be picking a geo farm.
Sure. So something to keep in mind, just from your example right there, Isaiah, if you like that market, chances are everybody else likes that market as well, because it's probably the top producing one in the area. Mm-hmm. So it's not that that's the wrong choice, but the first thing you need to look at is the turnover rate. From buying a house recently myself, I had to look at certain neighborhoods that I'm like, well, this house is the same square footage, it's the same everything else. Why is there nothing happening here? It's because nobody was leaving the area. The amount of houses that were going on the market in this specific area were almost none. So you can absolutely farm there, but the chances that you're going to get an ROI quickly from that investment is very, very slim. So one of the biggest mistakes we make while picking the farming area is not looking at which area is actually having homes going up for sale. At the end of the day, that's what you're looking to do. How do you get more listings? And that is look for an area, the very first thing, who has a lot of houses getting put on the market. Because that's going to be a great incentive for you to at least start looking in the right direction of where that's going to be.
And here's the tip. Here's the big takeaway. We want to show you how to do this more in depth, but the big takeaway is there's a secret underlying. Remember, we talked about usually the secret's a layer underneath. So once you're looking at the turnover, then you have to look at all the areas you have high turnover and figure out where the best medium price is, and not just go for turnover, because you want to make sure you're getting the best bang for the buck. So you got to find the balance between turnover, high turnover, and actually the actual prices of the home. Because at the end of the day, if you have to do the same work, same marketing, same everything, right? Why not go after a higher price area? Okay. Yep. As long as it still has a good turnover. And there's a specific formula that we want to teach you in detail. And so if you're interested in that, hang on with us. Okay. And we're going to show you and get you access to a detailed tool on actually how to do this. This is a glimpse of this tool. We actually can walk you through the exact formula we use, because there's other factors that you want to look at. Your number of homes, sales made in the last 12 months, average sale price, turnover rate. And then there's a calculation that actually will do this for you, and almost like magic, give you the best market to go after. It'll even factor in, by the way, your competition. Okay, because if your competition has a certain rate of saturation in that market, you got to factor that in too. So that's number 1. Let's get on to number 2.
Yep.
Not having the right message. Okay. To convert your leads. So here's the deal. We want to be able to teach you a simple but powerful strategy to integrate into your postcards, into your email blasts, into your text messaging, into your, what am I forgetting? Videos. Okay. Am I forgetting direct to voicemails? A multi-channel approach, there's got to be a consistent message. And we're going to share with you what not to do. Okay. So let's talk about what not to do. So what's wrong with this postcard? Okay. Let's talk about that. Okay. Let's think about the psychology when you're going to list your home. Who do you want to list your home with? Well, guess what? You want to list your home with somebody who's successful, right? Well, if I have no proof of somebody that's successful and I'm just getting these random postcards in the mail, what am I going to do with the postcard?
Right.
I'm going to throw it away. So we want to teach you what we call the 3S principle, where it shows you how to build a postcard or a messaging strategy that, number one, shows off the successes you've had selling homes, okay?
Yeah.
And then shares with them the underlying story or the secret of what you did on that postcard, okay? Or what you did, what you did, and list that information on the postcard, and then have a strong call to action to get them to want to work with you. So let's just do that with that framework. Let's go through the checklist. Is there anything that shows me this person is successful?
Well, he says he is, or at least it kind of looks like he might be, but there's no metrics, there's no numbers, it's just his own opinion. And if you ask any real estate agent, if they don't think they're the best agent in the area, they probably won't be an agent much longer.
Right.
So,
and is there any story being told about how he's helped other homes? Do we have any social proof?
He says he lists luxury homes at a high level, but then again,
okay.
What does that mean? That he lists a lot of homes, maybe? Yeah. I'm not sure.
And is there anything unique about his services that really stands apart from the competition when I see this postcard?
I drive by 3 billboards on the way to work every morning that looks just like this. So I would say this could be any other postcard I get in the mail. There's nothing that's other than the kind of the weird color pattern. Other than that, that's the only thing that sets us apart from anybody else.
Right. Now, here's the thing. If he's just looking for branding, send this postcard out.
Right.
If you want to get phone calls, right, and get inquiries, do not send this postcard out. It will not work in today's market. Yep. It will fail miserably, and you'll lose a crap ton of money. Okay? So that's mistake number 2. Number 3.
Well, Isaiah, quickly, do you want to show them just real quick what we would change with the 3S principle that maybe could make it better for them?
Yeah, I think we could. I don't know if you have an example. I don't.
So I was thinking just the blue part at the top, marketing luxury homes at the highest level. What % of your luxury homes sell, and what's the time frame? What can you give them a success story like that one? Selling luxury homes 80% faster than anyone else in the market. That's right. An intention grabber. That's something fantastic.
Yep.
And then just putting in a success story, maybe a picture of one of those homes. And then he says he has a customized marketing strategy. That could be Facebook ads, that could be anything. What specifically is he doing? If he just put just a little bit more personalization and a little more customization to this card about what he actually does, and a little more detail like that, I think this card with just a few little tweaks could really be the difference. And I'm sure that's what we're going to talk about in our training coming up there, is we're going to go into a lot more detail, but just for everyone watching, you can do little stuff like that and it will make the world of difference.
Absolutely. And by the way, and I'm glad you brought that up. In the 24 postcards that we're going to give you for staying to the end of this, you're going to actually see that framework built into those postcards. So you'll get examples of what that should look like. So that's really good. Right. Okay. Mistake number 3 is not having a sales and marketing plan. So here's the deal. How many times do we say we get a good idea? We want to go after probate. We want to go after FSBOs and expireds. We want to go after, in this case, a geo farm, which, by the way, probate and FSBOs and expired are probably sitting in your geo farm, right? So you can kind of attack it all at one time. There's a strategy to do that. But it becomes really hard to do because your best intentions, as crazy as your schedule is, it's almost impossible, right? If you don't have something clearly mapped out of what you're going to say and when you're going to say it and what channel you're going to use to say it, then you're going to kill your conversions.
Yes. And just to be clear, a sales and marketing plan is not just a drip campaign you send out, or just cold calling a group of leads. There needs to be some structure. There needs to be some foundation. We know that it takes 4 to 8 touches before you start to see conversion. Right. What are those 4 to 8 touches? What's the frequency? Having that mapped out in advance will not only save you time, but it will build your consistency. And at the end of the day, just help your conversion more than anything else you can possibly do. And even spending more money in your marketing, this following a detailed plan will make the difference instantly.
Love it. And in our training that we have coming up here, where we're doing like an in-depth training on this, what we'll do is we'll share with you exactly what to do, when to do it, and build that out for you. Okay. But if you don't want to, if you don't plan on participating in the training, just map it out for yourself, right? I think that's what you're saying, Jonathan. Map it out for yourself. Put a calendar together, right? Because it's not just drip campaigns. You should have about 80% of it you can automate. The other 20% has to be you doing something, you doing the videos, you doing the broadcast texting, the different things we're going to teach you and recommend.
Yep.
Mistake that kind of leads to mistake number 4. Not using multi-channel marketing to convert leads. So like, for example, if you're only using Facebook retargeting, right? Or you're only using postcards, or you're only using, and I love all these companies out there because they're pushing their own agenda, which is okay. Like if they offer Facebook retargeting, they're going to tell you and teach you like that Facebook retargeting is everything and you should just do Facebook retargeting, right?
Right.
And don't get me wrong, we offer that service. Or they'll say, postcards, nobody's sending postcards anymore, so you should start sending postcards, right? And the truth of the matter is that it's a multi-channel approach. It's not one thing, okay, that's going to lead you to the success that you want to have. It's the holistic plan and approach. And that's mistake number 4, is by not activating using text message, using email, using direct to voicemail, using everything within your sales and marketing plan to achieve that goal and to maximize your conversion. And I want you to imagine being a homeowner who's sitting there thinking of selling for a second, right? And they see a Facebook ad, right? Boom, of you, all right? And maybe they didn't opt in, but then all of a sudden they saw a postcard, right? And then all of a sudden they got a text. They're going to start thinking, this must be God. God must want me to work with this agent.
He keeps popping up in front of me.
Popping up everywhere, right? Like, and that's the power of the multi-channel marketing approach. It's you're surrounding them, right? And so having not just not just postcards, but social media content, texts, having it all built out, right? So that's mistake number 4. Mistake number 5, not having the right technology to implement a multi-channel marketing campaign. Let's just be real about it, right? Why we built Ren is because our brokerage was signing up to 7 to 10 different companies when we would go to try to do any sort of multi-channel marketing. Literally, like, you could literally, like, let's just be real about it. Yeah, you got to have a texting service, right? Some CRMs have it built in. You got to have a video marketing platform, like like a Follow Up Boss or a Bomb,
yeah.
Right. You got to have, you got to have direct to voicemail, which is another one, right? You got to have Facebook Manager application integrated, which is another one, right?
And then you got to buy drip campaigns.
Yeah, you got to buy
a system to send those out from. And maybe this is a CRM, maybe it's not. Maybe the other system looks better. And then all of a sudden you're juggling 8 different programs and you're still compromising they're not perfect, but they're the only option right now. You can easily get roped into 8 to 10 different programs just to run a normal marketing campaign.
That's right. And so let's talk a little bit about our system that we use and how it could potentially help them, Jonathan. How easy is it how long do you think it takes once the data's in there, okay, to deploy a multi-channel marketing plan using our dashboard? How much time do you think it takes to deploy it?
It usually takes us 4 1-hour calls. And of course, a 1-hour call is more like 45 minutes because 15 minutes to get everything set up for you.
Yep.
It's about 4 1-hour calls before their entire system is scheduled out for at least a year. So in about 4 hours, their marketing is done for almost a full year.
So I want you to think about the power that you're going after. You can literally automate 80% of a multi-channel marketing strategy, right? And then then take our sales and marketing plan and plug that in, right? And have a whole 12-month plan just going, right? And generating the inbound inquiries from that geo farming, and by the way, to your database, because we can use similar strategies to your database. So that's a very, very great point, Jonathan, about the time. In 4 hours for 12 months, I think it's worth it, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you can break it up. And so the other thing that I think is, and this is actually just a snapshot of the dashboard here. This is kind of like your cockpit where you can see the results that we're able to generate.
And this
using.
is about to get a really cool facelift in the next couple of weeks here, guys. We've got some really cool. We're integrating some online technologies. We're integrating with a few MLSs. We got some Facebook cool stuff going on. So keep an eye on that. It's only going to get better from here. And this is just your one-stop shop for seeing everything in your entire account. And it's about to get even better.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really cool. All right. Mistake number 6 is not using the right scripts or dialogues when you're prospecting follow-up or doing a sales presentation. And what's interesting is we'll go out of our way to spend all this money to generate leads, right? And we'll do all this effort, and then when it comes time to run in and score the touchdown, right? We trip over the 1 yard line, right, and never make it into the touchdown and score because we don't have the right scripts, dialogues, and follow-up techniques. We're not saying the right things. So it's important for you to take the time, whether it be the scripts that we offer or something else, to get those internalized, right? Get a really strong listing presentation, because here's the deal. These people don't know you. So it takes us a different level of skill to be able to convert on a have not met than a have met. Now, here's the great thing. We've literally over the past, I did the calculation on it between our brokerage and our referral program through our inside sales team that we offer. Okay. We've done over 5,000 transactions in the have not met market. 5,000. So do you think we have some insight on how to convert?
Maybe a little bit
on the have not met marketplace, right?
Yeah.
So check out, we're gonna share with you how to get access to our scripts and our dialogues, everything you need to know to convert.
Even if you thought cold calling was like not fun, or cold calling was just awful, it's probably because you just didn't have the best script to be doing it with. This is what takes the pain out of any kind of cold calling.
And we're going to teach you on how to make sure you never have to cold call, but you can make a smart call, because your technology and your marketing should do the initial engagement, right? Warming it up for you. And then you reach out, prospect, and convert, right? That's the new way. The old way is pick up the phone or door knock, and you're just going in cold and blind, baby.
Luck of the draw.
Luck of the draw, right? Old school. Okay. Not anymore. Refuse to do that. Okay. Your time is too valuable. Mistake number 7, not understanding the cost of what it takes to be successful in geofarming and giving up too soon. So what I mean by this is, if you're going to do it the right way, you can't just say, hey, look, let me send postcards out for 3 months and just let's see what happens, right? No, you got to commit to it. You got to commit to it for at least 12 to 14 months.
Yep.
If you're going to do it the right way. And that's why we set you up with a 12-month plan, is making sure that because what will happen is you start seeing some really good results pretty quickly, right? But then what happens is right around month 3, it starts picking up. Month 6, you should be at about a break even. And then once you cross month 6, that's when you start becoming profitable. And once you hit month 12, then if you keep the activities going and you keep our system running, or using these strategies, if you don't want to use our systems, you keep these strategies going for yourself, then the farming really, really starts cranking and picking up. So just making sure that you understand what your budget is to make it all work.
Yep.
And my strong opinion is, if you're not spending at least $1,000 a month, okay, on a geo farm, you might for 500 be able to get some results, right? But you're not going to get the results that you want, right? So you got to make sure you have the budget to even do this in the first place. Just don't dabble with geo farming. It's a long-term, it's a short-term, long-term strategy, right? There's a warm-up period, there's an investment, but then that investment will pay you back giant dividends and create consistent, predictable income over the long haul if you can stick it out, right?
Because you'll get the low-hanging fruit, and that's when 90% of agents will stop right there. So if you're willing to commit to the long run, that's when you get into the predictable income, and the real just results that you're looking for is right there around the 6 to 8 to 12 month mark. Awesome. So if you're like, hey, look, I want to learn more. I want to learn more about my technology options. I want to learn about
how to do this in depth. Okay. I'm actually doing a very in-depth training on this, and then offering an opportunity to join me in a 2-day intensive workshop on this topic. And what's even more exciting than that is we have some huge, we put together in conjunction with Club Wealth, let me go there, clubwealth at mnt.com. So if you go to clubwealthmnt.com, I'm going to drop the link. I'm going to slide this over. Jonathan, let me know if you can see this. If you go to clubwealthmnt.com, okay, we have a huge event coming up. Okay, huge event coming up. And Club Wealth has put together some powerhouse speakers. I mean, look at this guy right here. He's like well known across the nation, right? Now, so in addition to me speaking, yeah, that's right. In addition to me speaking, you got Joshua Smith, right? You got Krista Mayshore. You got Tristan from Lab Coats. I mean, you got some of the biggest names that are going to be going over, sales and marketing. They're going to be going over modern technology. They're going to be going over everything that you need to win. Because here's the deal: what's happening right now is there's a storm coming. We don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but when this PPP money runs out, right? When this huge demand starts slowing down a little bit, we don't know what's going to happen over the next 6 to 12 months. So we have to make sure our ears are open, our minds are open, we're retooling, and we're putting ourselves in the best position utilizing marketing and technology. What I love Tristan said, he said, marketing and technology, or he kind of said it this way, leverage is the new hustle. Okay. Yeah. So finding a way to leverage marketing technology is the new hustle. And so and here's the thing, that's the difference between the modern day agent. For a lot of agents, it's going to be tough because we're taught to be tactical, right? We're taught do this, get this, right? And we're not taught to strategically use systems and let systems do some of that work for us and then go in and convert. And that's what this whole event is about, is all the whole speaker panel is going to go through every topic you could think of on how to make sure you're using marketing technology the right way. And because you're coming through us, we actually have a discount on this. It's normally $97 for the ticket for the 2 days. And for the first 100 registrants, you can see it starts actually on the 15th, July 15th and 16th from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And it's only $49. So for $49 for 2 days of training, any less than this, I'd think there's something wrong, because to get this kind of panel together, trust me, they're not making a lot of money on this. They're really trying to serve the community right now. And that's what we're trying to do too, is provide you access to the most cutting edge insights because of what's happening. And what's really powerful is it's a money back guarantee. So you can watch Michael's video here, but it's all a money back guarantee. And if you come through this portal, so if you go and you sign up through this link, I'm actually going to give you our videos. As promised, I was going to give you 24 home seller videos and postcards, all done for you. It's a $10,000 value you're going to get for free just for signing up. And then one lucky person at the event, I'm going to announce a winner is going to get 10,000 GeoLeads at the event. Jonathan's like, there's like $20,000 here. What are you doing? You're crazy. I
was going to say, wow, that's actually a pretty good offer. Wow, wait, I'm going to sign up myself.
And check out all these cool sponsors, all the people that you're going to see and hear from, what's happening. We're going to be training on lead generation and lead conversion mastery. We're going to be training on real estate technology of the future. We're going to be training on actionable strategies and plans more in depth, right? And it's all going to be done. You're going to get exclusive access to breakout sessions. So you can pick a topic and that you're really, really interested in and dive deep in that topic. And then you're going to be given a recording of the session. And here's some just people that have attended my workshop, some awesome testimonials of some people that have attended my last workshop. We have a program I'm going to teach you called 100 Calls in a Day, where Christy got 4 referrals in 1 day from one of the strategies that Jonathan and I taught. Ben Lang got $800,000 in sales within, I think, 2 weeks of launching some of the strategies that we're going to teach you and go over. And so reserve your spot, take the 2 days. It's well worth it. And here's the thing, unconditional money back guarantee. Yep. So if for some reason it wasn't worth the $47, and I'll even let you keep the videos, right? And the materials, I'll let you keep it all, right? Because I really want you to attend the event. It's going to be very powerful. It's everyone that's gone to the event has had great feedback from it. And the best part is it's virtual. You don't have to fly anywhere. Okay. I want to make this clear. This is an online event. This is a virtual event. So you don't have to worry about flying into the going to the airport, picking up COVID from like potentially from your travels or anything like that. You can watch it from your home. And Jonathan, you got anything you want to add? I know you've attended these workshops.
Oh, it's fun. That's the biggest thing. A lot of people, I've sat through a lot of workshops in my day, and then you sit there, you take your notebook out, and you scribble for 8 hours. This one, it's super interactive. We're going to actually work with you on the workshop to start scheduling and getting different processes implemented literally right away. The success from those 3 testimonials right there, they actually scheduled and did the entire strategy that we reviewed with them on the calls with us, and we got immediate feedback with them and helped them implement it all right away.
Awesome. And the only way you're going to get access to that workshop is by attending this event. That's the only way you can get access to this workshop, okay, is by attending this event. So I'm glad you brought that up. So with that, Jonathan Simonelli and Isaiah Colton here, we hope you enjoyed this information. We're going to leave this a public link so you can go back and get access to the seven steps. We're going to provide the link to sign up. Remember, it's for the first 100 are going to get that deal. Basically the $10,000 package for $47 or $49 or whatever it is, right? So make sure if this is at all intriguing, sign up, reserve your spot, okay? You won't regret it. It'll be absolutely awesome.
And if you're on the fence, look at your bank account. What was the last thing you spent $47 on? And how much revenue did it generate for you over the next 12 months?
That's right.
I don't know if your lunch is going to really generate you as much business as this entire seminar would. So
yeah, that's right.
Take advantage of it for what it is. It's going to be a great time. Can't wait to, hopefully see everybody watching this there as well.
Awesome. That's really great. So with that, we hope you guys have a phenomenal rest of your day. And we look forward to seeing you at the next up and coming Club Wealth event. Have an awesome day, everybody.
Stay safe, everybody.